I'd like to talk a little bit about a grant that was made to the Commons Law Center in Portland, Oregon. I helped facilitate this grant. I kind of had the idea of putting together something in conjunction with the Commons Law Center, and I'm really excited about the work that they have been able to do using the grant that they received from the foundation.
The Commons Law Center is a new kind of legal service nonprofit that pairs new lawyers who need training to become to become competent providers of legal services, and also people who fall in this gap between folks who are qualified for and can get free legal services and folks who can afford market rate services. And it turns out about 85% of America falls into that gap.
When I found out the Commons Law Center had received the grant, I felt great excitement and relief that our program was going to receive some much needed support in furtherance of our mission, which is to provide much needed estate planning services to residents of Northeast and North Portland. I knew during school that I was interested in estate planning, and I'm really excited that I get this opportunity to work with a community that's often ignored and pushed out with the long-term goal of building intergenerational wealth. This program, the Home Ownership Asset Preservation Program, is sorely needed. I often see pleas on social media for Black attorneys in the community that they feel like they can trust with handling their affairs. And the same 2 or 3 names are often shared because there aren't that many of us out here. This grant is a critical step in the right direction for this program.
So the purposes of the grant were to do 3 things. One was to provide that training to a new estate planning lawyer. One is to diversify the bar by seeking, if possible, an African American lawyer to do that work. Obviously, the grant isn't limited to that, but seeking diversity in who is given that opportunity. And then also importantly, to provide estate planning services to underrepresented people in a neighborhood in Portland that is historically African American and that has suffered significantly due to various problems related to systemic racism.
We have a client whose mom had a will and passed away. This client and her brothers experienced their mother's passing, thinking that their mother's affairs had been taken care of, but they had to go through a highly unpleasant probate process with several unanticipated costs and expenses. Their experience created tension between this client and her brothers, and then everyone felt like they had to lawyer up. And even with all of that prior experience with probate, she joined our program early on, and we immediately had this incredibly positive rapport between us. And I was personally hyped to have built a trusting relationship with her. And we were all blown away when this client surprised us by randomly showing up during our Estate Planning 101 webinar. And she gave this review to show the members of the public attending the webinar that real people were actually benefiting from this program.
ACTEC being involved in the program helps raise awareness among other lawyers because you're a brand that people know. It takes estate planning very seriously, takes training new lawyers very seriously, and you're participating with us and we're participating with you, and just that is valuable. And to be able to say to our partners, wow, this foundation is really excited about this work because they see the potential that we see for this to have a tremendous impact on the community that's being served and also on the next generation of lawyers.
This grant and this program are helping to fill an educational and access to justice gap in a major way. And we thank you.